Let's check out the 5 things that every new runner should ask for when you go into a running store. First up, you should ask to be fit. That's gonna give you the opportunity to sit down with someone and tell them all about what you're looking for that day. And they're gonna wanna know. They're gonna ask you questions about the activities that you're doing in the shoes. Are they just for running? Or are you planning to go to the gym and do other activities in them as well? They're gonna wanna know all about your goals. Are you training for your first 5K, like the big run? Or are you looking to maybe do something in addition to that in the future, like getting into marathoning? They're also gonna ask you about any aches and pains that you might be having. Anything that's holding you back from movement, because they're gonna wanna help you find something that's going to get you the most comfort when you get out there on the roads. And finally, they're gonna ask if there's anything in particular that you're looking for. Don't be afraid to speak up if there's a shoe that you've got on your mind. They want you to get into what's gonna make you the happiest when you leave the store. So next up, you're gonna wanna ask to be scanned. Fleet Feet has this super cool Fit ID technology that measures both the size and shape of your feet. It can also measure how you put pressure on your feet as you move. This gives great insights to help your outfitter find the best possible shoe for you. Next up, you're gonna wanna ask to try the socks. So does a good sock actually matter, and what even makes up a good sock? The answer to that is yes, good socks really matter. You want to be running in a performance sock. And what does that even mean? So a performance sock is gonna be moisture wicking. It's gonna help to pull the moisture away from your foot. And why does that matter? A drier foot is a happier foot, especially out there on the run. If you've ever been out there and you've ended up with hot spots or even blisters from your run, a bad sock could be the culprit. All of these socks are gonna be moisture wicking. They're gonna help to pull that moisture away from your foot, like I said, and help to keep your feet just a little bit drier while out there on the run, which is going to feel better. They're also seamless, made with high quality materials. And do they cost more? Sure, but they're absolutely worth the money. High quality sock, performance sock, 100% worth it, and definitely something you wanna ask to try. So yeah, some people are really picky about their socks. Hi, that's me. I love a thin sock when I'm running. So the great news is there are options for everyone. Thin socks, thicker socks, socks that are a little bit higher rise, socks that are no-show, whatever you like, there's probably a sock at Fleet Feet that's ready and right for you. Dry feet are happy feet, but also dry shoes are happier shoes. When we wear cotton socks, cotton is rotten. Cotton is gonna just keep our shoes full of moisture, keep them all wet and gross. You're spending all this money on a great shoe. You should get a great sock to go along with it, something that's gonna help to pull the moisture away. It's not gonna keep your shoe totally dry, but it's gonna be in a lot better shape at the end of the run than if you were wearing some cotton socks or something like that. Ask to try multiple shoes. You've gotta figure out what the best shoe for you is and for what you're doing and your preferences. So your outfitter is gonna help to match the shape of your foot, your scan, all of that to some great shoes. But preference comes into play a lot. Your sister's best friend might have told you about this amazing shoe that they absolutely love. Well, it could be amazing for them, but it might not be the best shoe for you. Your preference totally matters. In fact, it's the most important thing. You might find that you like a higher cushion shoe. So something like the Brooks Glycerin. So you're gonna wanna mess around with cushion levels. Decide if you like something high cushion like this shoe that's gonna have just a little bit more foam under the foot, keep you a little bit more, maybe a little bit more comfortable when you're out having a longer workout, something like that. Or if you want something that's gonna keep you a little more connected to the ground, something a little closer to the ground, a little less cushioning, like the Brooks Ghost. You might want something that pops a little bit, something that's a little bit more firm and responsive while you're out there. Or you might want something that just feels nice and soft and cushiony and pillowy under your foot. You might like something like the Brooks Adrenaline that's got guide rails that are gonna help to kind of keep your foot on the straight and narrow as you're running. At the end of the day, it's your preferences that are gonna matter. It's what feels best under your feet that matters. So ask to try different shoes and see what feels best for you. There are tons of shoes to try, and the great news is there's not usually just one shoe that is gonna be perfect for you. There's probably more than one shoe that's gonna be great for you. So you could even consider getting one high cushion shoe, one mid cushion shoe, just so you can change it up while you're out there on the run. Don't be afraid to ask to try more than one shoe and see what feels best for you. Next up, ask to try an insole. Whether low, medium, or high, we've all got some kind of arches. And actually, the shoes that are on the wall behind me, they're all totally flat on the inside. But your foot, isn't. And so an insole can help to fill in that space between your foot and the shoe, making your foot meet the shoe a little bit better. That's what helps to increase the comfort with an insole. That can also help to reduce the fatigue on the foot while out there on the run, which is gonna help to decrease recovery time. And who doesn't wanna get back out there even faster? So insoles can actually help with a variety of other foot issues as well. For me, that was blisters. When I was training for my first marathon, I thought that blisters were just part of the game. My feet were just disgusting all the time. I took my shoes off after a workout once, and my coach looked at my feet and asked what was wrong with me. And I looked at her and I said, come on, I'm training for a marathon. My feet are blistered. I'm gonna lose a toenail. Isn't that what happens? She looked at me and said, no. Went ahead, grabbed some insoles for me, popped some insoles in my shoe, and all of a sudden, I was in good shape again. I wasn't getting blisters all the time. What was happening to me is that my feet were moving around in the shoe just a little bit. I have a flexible arch, my foot likes to move. So my feet were moving around in that shoe, causing friction. Friction causes blisters. Get an insole in there, something to hold my foot in place, keep me from moving around as much. I was in great shape. I was golden. Blisters were gone. Insoles can help to increase comfort, they can help to decrease recovery time, and they can help with a variety of other foot issues too. And well, Curex, they've got an insole for just about everyone. If you've got a high arch, a medium arch, a low arch, or if you like something a little bit more firm or something that's a little bit more flexible under your foot, a Curex insole has got you covered. So make sure that you ask to try an insole in your shoe to see if that increases the comfort, makes things feel even better in your great new shoe. There you go, the 5 things that every new runner should ask when going to be fit for shoes. You know what? We were all new runners at some point. I remember the first time that I went to go get fit for shoes. It was a little intimidating to me. I wasn't sure what to expect. So hopefully this helps you to know what to expect. Know that you can go in. Fleet Feet is more than just a running shoe store. It's a community of people who are vested in your best experience and want to see you reach your goals. We truly believe that running changes everything. It's changed everything for me, and I hope that it will change everything for you too.